What's up, everybody? It's Bill from High Volume Games, and I am back. I just went over saying that I was going to take a break from uh, videos for a while, other than the course map for Dopey, and then I went to the store and I came back, and the course maps were released. So here we are. And I looked over these maps, you know, and there are some small changes that are going to make this pretty epic. So we're going to go through each course. I'm going to zoom in and show you what the changes are, talk and say what I feel about them. Now, just to let you know, I love studying courses. I love, remembering courses and all that. So from my 11 years of doing Run Disney, I've seen so many different small changes and stuff like that, and some of them, and just even little changes make a course, different and more fun and stuff like that. So we're going to go into it. I'm going to move this up and then I can zoom in. So this is going to be the 5K course. So for those of you who don't know, like I said, um, Dopey is 4 races. It's a 5K on a Thursday, a 10K on a Friday, a half marathon on a Saturday, and a full course marathon on Sunday. Now, people can either do all four, they can do two, like the Goofy, which is the half and the full, or they can do each individual or kind of a mix. One year I did a 5K and a half. We're going to go through each of the four courses so you can kind of get a feel of what's going to happen. So we're going to start off with this 5K, the Pluto. I'm going to move in. So starting is going to be in the parking lot. And just like pretty much all the recent years and stuff like that, we're going to take that sharp right and follow the road down to the employee, entrance. And then we're going to cut in. We're going to get to mile one. Not the most exciting section here. This section here is where the buses that when you're leaving the park are going to be ended up being at. So if you're an A corral member, just remember you will probably be done and back over here by the time some people are still starting, like myself. So you may have to wait a bit. So we're going to come over here to mile one. Mile one is right at the entrance of, it's a little past, but it's right at the entrance of Epcot, like the employee back entrance. You're going to get there's going to be a character here. You're going to get that view of Test Track from behind. You're going to actually come in, go under I can move it a little more. Follow my hand. You go in under the course. You're going to come out by Mexico into World Showcase. And then you're going to run World Showcase, aka probably the craziest half mile of a course, just because there's so many people wanting to take pictures, and there's characters, and there's a water stop here, and so there's people to the left of you, there's people to the right of you. But it's all in good fun. It's probably one of the coolest half miles in all of running, especially if you're coming in at night. They've got this place lit up perfectly. I'm gonna admit, I never saw Harmonious, but I will say I will miss those lit up Harmonious barges. Those were really nice. So you're gonna come through. Now, something here that we did for a few, I can't zoom here, but something we were doing for a bit was we would come out of Morocco. You can't see the road here, but right where the hand is, you can see we used to come out of Morocco, and then you would come back in right where this Skyliner is into the back part of France, and then you would come back up to the bridge. This time we're not doing it. So we're going straight up the bridge. And then another big change from the past, I'll even say probably the past 6 years or so, is we're not going down the international gateway. We're not going down there. We're not going back up. We're not going through the back of England. That is a big change. We're not doing that this year. We are going to just keep going through England, through Canada, And then we're gonna come out. We're gonna do this little doohickey here where we're going actually behind the gift shop there. That's pretty cool. Just a little twist. That's what the big thing about this 5K is. It's just little things that we haven't done before. That we're gonna come out. We're gonna go up, and this is the big part. So now this here for quite a long time has been boarded up. We used to originally do a lot of courses where you would come out this left side, go down this path that was here, come up Spaceship Earth, and then leave. But they've had some recent years where because most of this has all been boarded up, we just kind of come out by the creation shop here and just leave. And so this is the first time in quite a while we're going to be going right through this new section of Epcot. So that is going to be awesome to see what's inside, especially for someone like me who, let's be honest, other than Run Disney, hasn't been in Epcot for a long time. It's going to be great to go see what's new here. I mean, the fountain is gone. I've seen a few videos, but it'll be great to be in person and be able to see what's inside here. So we're going to go through the creation shop, which I'll still always call this little plaza here was the electric umbrella. And then we're going to go under the monorail. This is a little bit of a twist here. And I think they did this at Wine and Dine because I saw pictures of we're going to go to the front of Guardians, do a little turn, and then go up past Mission Space and out Test Track like we would normally do. Then come out to the choir and into the finish. So from what I'm excited about this course because it's just a little changes, nothing major, but again, that it's going to be that mile 2.5 on, even mile. Actually, let's go mile 2.1 on because just this little turn to the right going to the backside of that gift shop there. That's a little change, and so everything after that's a little bit different going up until we get to Test Track. So I'm digging this first 5K. Your 5K is the most unserious. It's not there's nobody chasing you down. You can take it at your pace. A lot of the dope runners will walk this one. I especially will walk this one, but it is This is looking good. A nice little treat to start us off. Okay, so now by the power of terrible editing, let me go over here and I'm not editing. I'm literally just doing this live because it just happened as we speak. Okay, so this is the 10K. This is the race that I ran last year with the Slackers. It was such a fun, easily the best race I've had at Run Disney and all. And I know J. Crow said that too. It was just such a fun time. We started dead last. The Balloon Ladies were probably about 4 people behind me at the start, and we had such a fun time. It was so fun because I was just like, okay, because we were running with Lindsay, and it was just she was the pace setter, and everybody else was doing what she was doing, and that was the most comfortable I've ever ran, to the point where I didn't even start my watch. I totally forgot it. There is no record of me doing the 10K on my watch because I was just so comfortable running with the seven Slackers, the basketball team that they had. It was such a fun time. So this is basically legitimately the exact same course as last year, which is not a bad thing. Actually, no, there's a little bit of a change. And I don't wonder where we're getting. Oh, I see it. Okay, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna take this 1 mile straight road. Hopefully, they're playing "The Magic is Calling." Answer the call. Right at Epcot thing. It's just. That's my feelings on that. I don't care if it was for the 50th. We're going to turn around right here. It almost seems like we're going further, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. but it just seems like I remember the 1 mile marker being right at the turn. But we're going to turn back up. We're gonna get a water stop, med tent. We're gonna do our normal hairpin turn into Epcot, and then go over the bridge, and then cut in through the backside of Epcot. See the back of Living with the Land. Cut in through Journey into Imagination. Sorry, I should zoom in a little bit more. Sorry. Then go out to... That is England. Okay, we're going to go out to England. Come in by the Skyliner. This is where Jorrocks and Spoon wondered, could we have any more bacon smell? Because the Yacht and the Beach Club here, we're definitely ready for breakfast, and it absolutely smelled like breakfast. So we go through the Yacht and the Beach Club, go through the boardwalk, maybe slippery, come in, cut into the entire boardwalk, go over that bridge, then go up through the International Gateway, across. Now, this is where the change is from last year. In that one, we did go through that back part of France, and then we cut through to the back of Morocco, and that's where we came out. So we're not doing that this year. We're going straight on through to the other side, get our water stop, go through back like we were yesterday, except opposite direction. We're going to follow. We're going to go to the main bridge there. We're going to go to the creation shop. But then this is where they're going to kind of get that little distance that we lost in the earlier. Or maybe it's the top, because again, I feel like we're going further up here than we did before, but I could be very wrong on that. But we're also going to get some distance because of this here. We're going to do that trip through Guardians like we did last time in the 5K, go back up to Test Track, and come out the way we normally do. So not much of a change on this one. But again, I enjoyed this race last year, so I'm not overly sad that there's not much of a change. We'll take it. Okay, so that is the 10K. I have to go over here and hit this. I'm sorry. Amateur half marathon. All right, so this is the half marathon course. This one's a little harder to see. So here's my first interesting take on this. We're not starting where we normally start. We're starting where we start the 5K and the 10K. So if you've never done this before, in the previous years, the 5K, the 10K start in the parking lot, right where you would basically roll in. It's usually like a half-mile walk to the main area, but you're at the start. When you do the half marathon and the full marathon, you have that same walk in the morning, and then you get to the main pre-race area. And then you have to go walk another good length distance to get to the starting corrals. Well, it appears like in the half marathon and in the marathon as well, we are not starting off to the side, like we were. We are actually going to start where we would normally start the races. And so that is a very interesting turn right there. Now, it's funny because of all the races that I've done from 2013 to 2023, this is the race that really has not changed much. Sorry. There was a little change to the first, 2 miles, but generally this is about pretty much the same. So but this is a little different. Like, we're taking off, and I don't even know where the heck we're going at first, because we're going off. And it seems like we're doing a off-ramp or really quickly within the first mile. It looks like I don't know if I cannot tell if this is an uphill off-ramp or a downhill off-ramp. I don't know. Maybe one of you in the comments could tell who's the expert at these But then we're going to come down, and now we're going to go back down. And this is actually, what we used to do, and come through this off ramp here, go down. Then I know this one is a down off ramp, and then this is the main strip to Magic Kingdom, where the Magic Kingdom sign is right up here. And then this is all basically, everything up here is basically the same. We come up through. We're going to hit the 3 mile mark. We're going to go into the TTC's parking area. We're going to come out to the TTC, go under the bridge, go to mile 4, see the drummers, come out, water stop, med tent, come out here going towards the Contemporary. That really sketchy little one lane and one sidewalk lane of road going under the water bridge. Now we're going to go up that awful little hill. It's not generally talked about as much, but that hill isn't fun either, up here at Contemporary. And then we're going to turn in. We're going to come in through the front like we did. Let me go to the Magic Kingdom part. So we're going to come in like we did last year through the main entrance. And right up Main Street, USA. Take our right at the Tomorrowland. Go up to the Mad Hatter Tea Party. Now, this is a little change for the half marathon. Now, we do this little section for the marathon, but a lot of the times for the half marathon, we generally take the left at the Mad Hatter Tea Party, or the Mad Tea Party, and go in to the castle that way. Whereas this one, we're going all the way through. I call it New Fantasyland. It's pretty much just Fantasyland now. It's not new anymore, but I'm old school. And we're going to come out through the small castle gates and go into the castle. So like I said, they've been doing the marathon that way for a long time. They generally don't do that for the half, but I guess we're changing up a little, and I like it. So we're going to go through the castle. We are going to go into Liberty Square like we normally do, into Frontierland. We're going to take that little bridge. We're going to come up over to Big Thunder Mountain. I want to say that's a little different too from, again, we did it during the marathon, but usually I don't think we go right up to Big Thunder. But I could terribly be wrong on that one. I don't remember doing 2 days of the bridge at Splash Mountain, though. That's why I don't think that's the case. But we are going to take the bridge over. We're going to be at Big Thunder. We're going to go over to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We'll get to see what that looks like. And then come out our normal Adventureland. So that's going to bring us over here. We're going to go out to that section where they have all the where they have like all the parade floats and stuff like that. This is where I nearly choked on Powerade last year. Then the med tent I proceeded to go to after that. And then we're going to go down to out here to the water stop. We're going to take the turn. Here comes Cone Alley, the 1-lane road where you're at the mercy of who's in front of you at that point. And you're going to go out mile 7 over by Grand Floridian, take the water stop, and this is the long stretch. Now, if you're like me, towards the back of the pack, this is going to be in direct sunlight. But you're going to go, and then there's that overpass that I didn't know about that had been reconstructed since 2020. We're going to go over that. We're going to come down. There's a food stop here at 8.5. We're going to go down to mile 10. We're going to come down here and do the off-ramp that everybody so loves, and go up. And then we're going to come into mile 11 like we normally do. Do that hairpin, go over the bridge, come in like we normally do. And then we're going to go 12. Okay. So come in through 12 like Journey Imagination. Go out. We're going to do a little weird little twist here, where we're gonna go a little turn and then just quick hairpin back over. And another little bit of a twist is that we're not. This race. We're not going uh, to Guardians, to Test Track, any of that. We're legit going out by the old Spaceship Earth. We're actually going out by the old Run Disney exit. We're gonna go into the center of the new section, turn, follow the course down, and go in out of Epcot via the old way, if I can get it over here, and just straight shot it out there. So we'll take it. Not much. This has never been the course that has generally changed, but there's just little hints of change, especially this first mile. Unless I'm absolutely just spazzing out, which I can't be because we started on a different road last year. So I don't know. I think that'll be an interesting little point because I don't know. We'll have to figure out what that first little loop is. But yeah, it's looking good. I don't think the mileage changes much. 2 is right there. 3 is 3. Usually the 5K, it seems like maybe we gave a little up because the 5K point is usually at the water stop. The water stop is not even at 5K. So it'll be interesting. But generally the good course. Everybody, likes this course. So that's always a good thing. So we're going to go to the marathon course, last but not least. So again, we have a completely new start to this race, and this is exciting. I mean, we'll have to see what. Yeah, I can tell there's definitely a distance change, so I'm guessing somewhere in this we're going to be doing something different. Well, I haven't fully seen everything. I haven't zoomed in yet, but this is a completely different course from what I gathered, just because of like I could tell you just off the bat, like this is the turn into the water treatment road. Well, that was at 13 miles last year. I know that because that's when I met up with Bill and Jez and MK, and yeah, this isn't even mile 12. So in this year, so this is going to be a new course, and we start off with the fact that we are starting in the parking lot. Like, okay, I just want to see. Okay, so I'll go down to that after. That's Epcot. So we're gonna start off. I'm sorry if I'm making you guys sick with all this twisting and turning, but we're going to start off and we're going to turn and we're going to go down the road. Basically, we're going to enter kind of like what we would do in a regular 5K, where we're going to enter Epcot via that service road at mile 1.5. So it's a different stretch because usually if we were doing like the 5K road in, it would be a mile exactly, but we're going 1.5 miles in. Then we're going to enter, and we're just going to do a little crossover. We're going to cross over to, and we're going to go past Imagination and go out Imagination. So it's kind of a little bit of a different, it's like what we normally do, but it's different from what we normally do. Because see, normally we would have done a loop, gone through here, then gone up back into Epcot, and then out, and then did another lap around. Whereas this one, we're going to go in Epcot, go across, come out, and then we're going to keep going. And so we have now gone through. This is the hairpin turn that we're all used to, but we're doing it backwards. That ought to be interesting just on its own, because now we're doing this whole entryway backwards. So our favorite off-ramp in the world is going to be a downhill. We're going to go out. We're going to come up to TTC. This is mile 6. Now, see, again, I know that we've given up a mile because like the TTC parking lot going in here is 7. I know that was 8 last year. So there's going to be food there's going to be food here too at TCC. That's a little different too. But we're going to have food here, or maybe no. Well, no, that's not different. That it was further up the road last year, but it's pretty much the same. Food, water, and uh, uh, medical at TTC. We're going to go up to Contemporary. We're going to go through here. It looks like this is this map. Okay, so I can't zoom in. It just, yeah, it looks like we're just going to come in straight in like we normally. So last year, what we did was we went up and then we went further in and we came out of that service entrance by Tony's Town Square restaurant. So this one, we're going to go straight into the Magic Kingdom, do a little boop over here, I guess. We're going to go into the Magic Kingdom thing. And then we're going to cut in, do Tomorrowland. But look at this. This is a little interesting too. So we're going to do Tomorrowland, but then we're going to cut out by Space Mountain and Tron, and then through the circus area. Like, that's completely never been done. So that's going to be interesting. So last year, which I don't see we're doing this year. Last year, we went in through Liberty Square. We cut into the bathroom. That's the basic way I could describe it. We cut into the bathroom and went into Adventureland and then kind of played around in Adventureland. This year, apparently, we're going up Fantasyland and into Tomorrowland. We're going to have a nice little view of the Indy Speedway. I wish that would be running. My question is, all those people, all those years who've been doing the Mad Hatter Tea Party, you are not going to be, I guess, able to do that this year. Are you going to be able to do it? Because, yeah, you are nowhere on the course. And those of you, if you didn't know, yes, people in the marathon, they tend to ride rides while they're going. If you're fast enough and you can ride rides, do it. So we're going to come back out. We're going to go through the castle gates like we did. There's the carousel. We're going to go through the castle. We're going to go down Liberty Square again. And we're going to just go out. It's going to be that same route we did during the half marathon, where we're just going to go get on that little bridge, go past Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and go out. So we're not going to do the fun little course that we had last year. But we have a whole new section here. And I'm pretty sure last year, mile 10 was on Main Street, USA. And here we are. Mile 9 is up here by Ariel's Under the Sea Adventure. So, so we have given up a mile. Where are we giving that mile? Where are we getting that mile back? That's the question. So we're back over here now. We're going medical water. Medical water is a little different too. Maybe it's just the sign, but we're going to 10. Cone Alley. We're going to the water stop by Grand Floridian. 11's by the Polynesian. We got medical. We got a water stop into the turn for the water treatment plant. We got the food. This is usually the bananas. Hopefully, I know some people did not get bananas when they ran out, which I don't know why they ran out. I did not. I yielded my banana to somebody else. I do not eat bananas. So then we're water stop down to 13. Going to 14. This is where, this is where we're all running. The faster runners are running up to 17. This is 14 for people behind them. We're going to water stop here. We're going to start going into the back part of Animal Kingdom. And then we're going to go in. There is, okay. So Animal Kingdom is, I think, the same. You will have to, I'm not overly the expert on Animal Kingdom, but I believe this is the same course. We just go in and then just kind of ride the road past Everest. If you're, like I said, if you're fast enough, just jump in that line. Single rider line is the best thing to do. Go in. Then we cut out of was Dino Land, or what? Yeah. What it's going to be. And then we're going to cut out into behind Everest, which is here. Food stop, water stop. Another a food stop here. Usually, was the food stop back there? I think it was. I think I saw a video of Jarox and Spoon getting, but it was actually further up here. But food and water here, 16. We're gonna get out to here, 17. This is when it starts getting a little boring. This road here. We're gonna go down. This is so for those of you who, and actually I think for everyone, depends on how fast you are and stuff. I think the sun is basically in your eye the whole time up this road over by Coronado. Now this is the turn. Yeah, this is where we got our big change. Because this is the turn into Blizzard Beach. Now, I wish they had zoomed this in a little because this line here tends to be a little different, but I don't know. Because, what we did before was we went past the entrance to Blizzard Beach and we turned in, went up into it, and then came around and did this. This seems like we're going in and we're instantly turning and I guess doing a lap and then coming out, but we're coming out the opposite direction. So like I remember last year we went up and then we went this way and then straight into Hollywood. But this time we're going out. We're going down. I think this is part of the section. Maybe you guys can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I think this is part of this is the course you guys did at the Wine and Dine. But we're coming out of Blizzard Beach and then going down, taking this turn, going down this off ramp here, and then going up this one into Hollywood Studios. So I guess that's where we get that's where we're going to get our mile, because this is 20, and I can tell you 22 is when we left. Was it 20? I was going to say it was probably 21 when we left. No, 21 was when we were in Blizzard Beach parking lot, and I think 22 was after. So we have only 20 miles at Blizzard Beach. Leaving Blizzard Beach, we're going to go up and do 21 here. 22 is going to be right at this off ramp that we're going to have to, I'm assuming, go up. Yes, that's like old school marathon where the surprise at mile 20, which I thought, everybody, when I did the 2017 marathon, everybody kept talking about the surprise at mile 20, and I'm thinking, hey, it's going to be a character, it's going to be candy, or it's going to be something. No, it was a hill. It was going up and up or off ramp. That one was went by Wide World of Sport, so it's not this one. But so we're gonna go up that. And do I have a map for Hollywood? No, I don't. That's not nice. But I guess that's because really all we're gonna do is we're gonna go with. Actually, does it mean, or does it seem like we're doing more in Hollywood Studios? I don't know. I think that's everybody's wish. No, I think we're just going in and then popping back out, just like we do before. Food stop, that's the candy right there. 22 and a half. It's going to be the food stop. Going up that ridiculous hill of tears, which I don't know if you guys know that. That little hill, or that little ramp hill thing that really people hate, going up to Hollywood Studios was once called the Hill of Tears back in the Tower of Terror days, because you would run the Tower of Terror 10 miler, and then to get back to the buses or the after party, you would have to literally go up that hill, and everybody hated it. So yeah, we're going to go down the street a little bit, and then we're going to come out like we do, go up towards the boardwalk. I think it was Coach HJ. I think it was Coach HJ who I first heard International Squeezeway from. We're going to go up. And it's not that bad when I'm here everybody's walking. Nobody's really trying to get around anyone. Everybody's just kind of doing their thing. So it's okay. Uh, we'll go past jelly rolls, go on the off, go through the boardwalk. It may be slippery, but this is the legitimately the best part about the marathon. Especially if you're from where we are, it's the crowd at the boardwalk. They are just so welcoming and so nice. They're calling out bib names. It was such a nice time. In a time where you are just absolutely zoned out. So we're going to then go in through the international gateway. Actually, it doesn't even look like we're going through the gateway itself. So yeah, no, it looks like we're going through, and that might have been, yeah, we're going through London. We're going through the backside of Britain, which, yeah, I think that was right. So we're just going in. We're doing the, we're doing World Showcase. It looks like, again, we're going part way through into the middle, into the new section. That's going to be fun. 3 days of that. And then going out by the creation shop there, straight on over. This is the first time we're like skipping Guardians. We're going to go straight up to Mission Space, turn in and get out, and do the normal out by Guardians show building and out. And that is it. So some interesting changes here. Our first changes, again, that turn, I don't know if, I'll say this straight up. I was one of the biggest crap talkers about that kind of lap through Epcot the first time. And then I ran the marathon and I absolutely loved that first lap because, I just needed to be back. I needed to stop back at those porta potties. I just needed to be in that section because if it was the old one, like the 17, we would have been going up this ramp, going down the ramp, 4 or 5, all this. And instead we got to go into Epcot. I got to regroup after a bad start. So I talked so much crap about that and then loved it. So this one is going to be interesting because we're starting a lot earlier in Epcot. We're popping out. The only thing is it's going to affect the miles again. Like everybody who's run a couple of things, either a couple of old school versions or a couple of new school versions, you kind of know where the miles are. And like this one, now the miles are just a little bit off because we're not going to, they're right when we get here at Hollywood Studios. 23, 24, 25, and 26 are basically about right. But it's that, like I said, when we got off here, I could tell you straight up fact, this lake here, this little pond here was mile 20 last year because there was an alligator on the other side of the pond, nowhere near us, but the people who were at the water stop were like, hey, character stop. So there's at least about a mile and change difference going into this. So it affects your thought process, but hey, there's enough little changes. I'm really excited about this. I'm not a person who goes to the park other than Run Disney, so I get to see Tron for the first time, and I truly hope it's lit up. We're 8 miles into this race, so it's still going to be fairly early. So I hope they've got it kind of lit. We need it to be lit, y'all, as Jar Oxenspoon would say. But yeah, I'm digging all of these races. There's enough little. You've got the core aspects of the good, races. The 10K. I liked this version from last year. It's exactly the same, minus one little turn. The 5K is generally the same with the exception of one change in the at the end, and that's great. The half marathon's got a little change at the start, which is intrigued about, and then a little change in Magic Kingdom, but we're gonna take that. And then this new start, and I just wonder what people are gonna think here about this, because let's take it from 15 and a half when we leave Everest. Oh, we'll say 16. We'll say 16. 16 is just past the backside of Everest. So from 16 until 23, you literally got nothing. You've got a little bit of Blizzard Beach, but you can't really see it very well. It's this road where you're running east, so you're going to be looking at the sun, and then you're going to do Blizzard Beach parking lot, which again was my favorite portion of last year, just because I saw everybody there. And then you're going to come out here, and actually I'm a little sad by this because I thought to myself as I was walking to the store, well, as long as by the time I leave Blizzard Beach, I see that the balloon ladies are just turning, then we're okay. But in fact, not really, because we'll never. We may see them. I don't know. It doesn't seem like we're doing this like we did last year, and then now with this new turn. And again, I think this was part of Wine and Dine Half. It's going to be interesting. But that's going to be it. I can't wait. We're 2 weeks and 1 day from the expo, 15 days away. I have got my bag almost packed. My clothes are set. I just got, all the running part to do, but don't need that yet. I'm one of those guys who, the costumes are all set because I'm minimal on costumes. The only thing I made sure I brought was a extra blanket because we're staying at the Port Orleans with the Murphy bed, and I tend to sleep in the Murphy bed for the marathon day. So I just want to have an extra blanket, but everything is pretty much ready. And we'll get through the holidays, and then we'll be here for the race. So that's going to be it. Thank you for letting me ramble on and talk about these courses for the last 40 minutes. I hope everyone has a great week leading up to the holiday season and Christmas and New Year's and whatever you celebrate. And then I look forward to seeing everybody who's going to be there at Marathon Weekend, whether you're doing Dopey, you're doing Goofy, or you're doing any of the individual races. I wish you good luck. If you see me, feel free to say hello. And till then, I'll be back with more Run Disney stuff as the weeks go by, as I'll be bringing my camera along and documenting, and then we'll have a recap. So till then, I hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. Bye now.